This is Power 98.7. And now you're listening to Power Talk with Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, 9 a.m. to midday, taking your calls on 0861 987 000.
Welcome back, Bantwana Benkosi. This is Power Talk indeed, here on Power 987. We are going to turn to that matter of National Assembly, where the DA, and it seems other parties as well, had requested an urgent debate. I'm joined by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Thoko Didiza, to basically workshop her decision to refer the matters raised in that motion to portfolio committees. Speaker, welcome to Power Talk, and thanks indeed for joining us and creating time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ndlozi and your
Yes, Speaker, so maybe as a point of departure, if you could give a general summary of your decision.
Well, maybe let's start about what happened on Sunday. You would know that the Provincial Commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal, in his briefing, in his normal work and operations, there are certain revelations that he made which has an impact on the safety and security cluster system, as well as other arms of state. Talking to issues of corruption, dysfunctionality, interference, and so on. And on Monday, let me say just on Sunday, the two parties, HNSA and the DA, indicated that they are writing to the Speaker for a snap debate in terms of Rule 130 of the National Assembly rules. So on Monday, indeed, I did receive a letter from Action SA in the morning requesting that there be a debate in terms of Rule 130 that allows the Assembly to actually debate matters of national importance, and such matters could be a request from any of the member or the party. The chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Police wrote a letter to the Speaker asking for the advice on how they can deal with such matters which arose in that press briefing, because in some way they relate to the portfolio that he oversees. And later, a letter from the DA came requesting that there be a debate of national importance in terms of Rule 130. We did look at the rules and what it provides. We also appreciated that indeed this is an important matter that the nation, is engaged with, given, I think, the weight of the things that came out of the briefing. So there was no way as a legislator, in terms of our mandate, that of oversight, of accountability, and of lawmaking, that we could have ignored when such matters have been raised. But the challenge, when we considered whether or not a snap debate is the way to go, was that, these matters may have been raised, but we really don't have full knowledge and briefing which could enable a better debate, other than just debating without really saying how do we, guide the nation per se in terms of how we think these matters should be dealt with. It was for that reason that, as a speaker, having consulted, the team that one works with, that it may not be advisable for now to have such a debate, but it is important to act by ensuring that this matter is referred to 3 committees. the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence, because some of the matters that arose in that debate relate to those issues of intelligence that are dealt with in Parliament by the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence. And also the Portfolio Committee on Justice and Constitutional Development and Police, where the view was that those must actually meet together and, having looked and assessed these issues that have been raised, can then advise Parliament after 14 days on the route that as the National Assembly we should take in dealing with such matters, which I think would be a better opportunity for a better debate by Parliament on this matter.
I understand that indeed, Speaker, because a debate will obviously just relate into no concrete resolution. There are other mechanisms, like a party could submit a motion which could lead the House to take much more concrete steps as opposed to just a mere debate. It seems strange in any way that they just want to debate. But
yes,
isn't...
No party actually requested a motion of any kind. The two parties that made a request was for a debate.
But returning these matters then, Speaker, to these portfolio committees, Mkhwanazi was in Parliament in the Portfolio Committee on the Police. Some of these matters were raised there. Isn't this very moment a revelation of Parliament's own incapacity or inefficiency to have dealt with these matters, to have detected them, but worse, because the General came and submitted some of what he spoke about on Sunday, and the portfolio committees in question didn't quite get to the bottom of them. What hope is there that they will act differently?
Well, let me say the guidance given to the two committees, particularly Justice, Constitutional Development together with the police, is actually looking at those matters and making a recommendation to the National Assembly after 14 days. So it is the National Assembly that will take a decision on the direction of how, as an assembly, these matters must be dealt with. And as you know, the National Assembly, within its own powers, can determine whether you need an ad hoc committee, which will then bring a number of individuals from different political parties and different portfolio committees to actually address this matter as opposed to only one committee. The other option that the National Assembly may have is either to say there must be an inquiry, and they may determine whether that level of inquiry is at the Parliament or from where they sit. They may actually feel that it requires the executive to also act because some of these issues are relating to executive action. And one can't preempt that at the moment.
The final one, Speaker, is the claim made by Mkhwanazi. One relates to the fact of the ministers misleading Parliament on his knowledge of Brown, Mokgotsi. Is there some action Parliament is going to take in relation to that? And then the second one relates obviously to his claim that some of the members of Parliament are embedded with drug lords. What could Parliament do with such information that would satisfy to disarticulate such elements from the National Assembly?
Well, thank you very much. You know that where there are such situations in terms of the parliamentary rules, a member or a party, if they feel that someone who is a member of Parliament in his or her work might have lied or misled Parliament, there is an ethics committee where such matters get referred to, which will look at those matters and also require response from an affected member, and they will then make their own determination. So I suppose on a matter such as that, that is the route that Parliament will go through. Secondly, with respect to the other matters that relate to members of Parliament, which is indeed why you wouldn't have had a broad debate without even knowing among the members who are alleged to be involved in whatever, misdemeanors as it has been articulated. And I think when the House receives the report, we'll also deal with those matters and those kinds of allegations.
May I ask, Speaker, why don't you just instruct in the same manner the Ethics Committee to attend, or the Disciplinary Committee of Parliament to attend to those alleged misleading remarks? Don't you have that power?
Well, that's a matter that we'll consider. But as you know, having had an experience in this House, that I'm sure by this time there might have been one member or a party that might have already made such reference.
Okay. National Parliament, National Assembly Speaker, Mam Thoko Didiza, thanks deeply for creating time, and all the best.
Thank you very much.